did it on purpose. And so here we are, we're studying for PChem and analytical chemistry and stuff like this, and everybody else is out on, you can hear the music out there. And so what I would do is I'd get to the library to study, but I'd sit next to the window so that I could see and be part of and still call myself studying. And really, I was doing neither. I'd either be one or the other. Technically, I wasn't there, but functionally, I was. And oftentimes, God says, okay, God has rescued you from the situation, but we get close enough to look over the fence because we're still kind of functionally there. Here's the will of God. The will of God for your life is not partial freedom. The will of God for your life is total freedom. God is not kind of saving you. He is not kind of delivering you. He is not at a stalemate in your life. He wants to change your entire life. Let me prove it to you. Galatians 5:1. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm, and then do not let yourself be burdened again by the yoke of slavery. In other words, you free, don't go back, get in the same hole you got into. Luke 9:62 says, Jesus replied, no one puts a hand to the plow and looks back as fit to the service of the kingdom of God. It says, if you God has freed you, stop looking back at what was going on back in the day. I was great at leave back in the day. Y'all got it. Y'all see it? You're halfway through the book now. Isaiah 43:18-19 says, forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive? Philippians 3:13-14, probably the most familiar. Brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself yet to take a hold of it. But one thing I do, forgetting what's behind me and straining toward what's ahead, I press on toward the goal. In other words, for me to go forward, I got to stop going back. And too often, we cannot go forward because we're too busy going back. So the question that it asks as we examine this text is we've got to ask ourselves a deeper question. Why do free people go back? I mean, if you were free, why do you go back? Why do people go back to the spots? And I think the text gives us a couple of reasons why they go back. Here's the first reason that I would submit to you that people go back is they never really left Egypt. They never fully left Egypt. They never completely left Egypt. And here's the first thing. Egypt represents a physical system of oppression. I don't want you, when you're reading the text, God is not giving you a history lesson. He's not giving you a history lesson. He is giving you a story that allows you to see yourself in the story. And so when Egypt is there, Egypt is not there because they're trying to figure some stuff out, right? It's not a history lesson. Egypt represents a system of oppression. It was a system that was in place. It was a political and economic system designed to extract labor and life from the Israelites. And so here's the concept that I want you to see. Maybe I should have made that a little bigger, probably. Hey, listen, this is the first time. I'll take a whack at it. We'll try it again next time. Here's the concept is this. Pharaoh's power depended on their captivity. Pharaoh's power depended on their captivity. In other words, Pharaoh couldn't be what he was supposed to be without the captivity of the Israelites. What do I mean by that? There are systems that depend on you being captive. In other words, systems need you in to be there. Can I submit to you, many of you have been talking about the prison ministry and everything like that. There are those who make money off of prisons. The more people in prison, the more money. So do you think they're trying to rehabilitate? Why would they do that? That's money. And so if I can keep the door rolling and keep more people in and coming in and out of it, then of course that's the case. You've got payday loans. Their job is not to help you. Auto title loans, you think they really saying, you know, we feel bad for you that you're in this spot. You can't pay this week? Tell you what we'll do. We'll give you another one to pay for this one on top of that one. It's nice, so cute, that's so nice of you. Oh, my favorite, I don't know if you paid attention. There are car companies that want to give you a 100-month car loan. The car ain't gonna last that long. But when it breaks, we'll be happy to give you another 100. Why? Because there are systems in place that get their power and their resources off of your captivity. That's Egypt. That's Egypt. Let me give you three things that are three modern Egypts that perhaps that and this is not all of them, but this is just some of them. The first one is a toxic workplace. There are workplaces that they take advantage of the fact that you work there. You're really good at what you do. They're not trying to give you a raise. They just need you to keep producing. They just need you to keep producing. Matter of fact, the company makes money off of the fact that you're really good at what you do. And they need to keep you right there. So they'll pay you just enough so that you won't leave, but not enough to make you give you a value of it. Why? Because that's the second one is manipulative relationships. There are people who get their joy off of manipulating you. There are people who entire system of living, they get their joy of making you look bad or talking about you, or you're the subject of all their conversation. And you're like, what did I do? That's how they do it. And then the third thing is cycles of poverty. Do you know poverty is a financial system too? Poverty, there are those who get wealthy off of poverty. There are those who get wealthy off of poverty. It's a system in cycle. And there are many more of them, but these systems are designed to keep you producing for someone else's benefit while your own destiny withers. They're designed for their own benefits. There are systems all over this world that are designed for their benefit at the expense of yours. That's why I say it often that I've never said thee I love. Jackson State is thee I like. I'm just saying, because Jackson State job is not to look out for my benefit.